Play Big podcast with Coach Curtis Dean. Coach Curtis is a certified life and health coach. Coach Curtis's passion is to help everyone reach their highest potential. If you're stuck in a rut in your career, relationship, or personal growth, Coach Curtis will challenge you to play big through transformational habit change coaching. Coach Curtis will help you clarify your goals, identify your obstacles, and design strategies to overcome them. So get ready, get pumped up, and let's play big. Hey, welcome everybody. It is Coach Curtis, the Play Big coach. I'm trying to mess with my camera a little bit, make sure I'm in the right place, and I don't know if I am or not, so we're going to try it a little bit different. So anyway, how is everybody doing tonight? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is the new year, 2021. We're not going to discuss any craziness going on. We're just going to get right into having some joy, some peace, some happiness, some love. Hey, Alyssa, glad you guys are joining us tonight. We have an incredible show tonight. I have the most amazing coach on with me tonight. Her name is Coach Nikki, and she's up in Pennsylvania. You guys are going to love her. She is absolutely amazing. But I just wanted to say Happy New Year, guys. Welcome back. We've been off for a few weeks. I know there was a lot going on and didn't want to, make it any harder or more stressful during the holidays than it has to be. So I just wanted you guys to enjoy your holidays. And then now we are back. We're back to playing bigger. I am the Play Big coach, and this is the Play Bigger podcast. I know some of you ask all the time, what does that even mean? Think of it like this. I'm going to tell you all a story real quick. Back in the 90s, yes, I'm old, hush. Don't start with me. Back in the 90s, I had this amazing pair of shoes, right? Amazing pair of shoes. I worked in restaurants all the time, and they were so freaking comfortable. These shoes were amazing. So I'm in the kitchen one day, and I'm at work, and I'm walking through the kitchen, and somebody had just mopped, and I stepped down, and my foot got wet. I was like, what the heck? So I picked my shoe up, and I looked, and my sole of my shoe had worn through. Now, if you look at these shoes from the top, they look like they had it all together. I kept them shine, polished. They looked beautiful. They looked great. They looked amazing. Underneath, how many of y'all look underneath sometime? Underneath, I had a hole in my shoe. So I'm sad. I'm venting to everybody. I'm like, I got to throw my shoes away. And this guy said, no, don't throw your shoe away. He said, this is back when I lived in Orlando, so I'm going to drop something on y'all. Some of y'all might remember the Florida Mall. He said, go down to the Florida Mall, and no, they're not Crocs. No, they were not Crocs. Go down to the Florida Mall, and there's a guy there who fixes shoes. He'll put a new sole on there. And I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing. So I go down to the Florida Mall. This guy, he puts the new soles on my shoes. And I had these shoes resoled, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 times probably, because they were just so comfortable and so beautiful and so amazing. So playing big is kind of like that shoe. On the top, a lot of us look great. We're ready to go. People out in the community think you're just the greatest thing since sliced bread. You're the only one that knows on the inside that you need a little help. And that help might be just getting to a higher level, right? That help might be making your relationship stronger, whether it be with your children, whether it be with your spouse, whether it be with your coworkers. You just know there's something there that you want to propel. Some of you are on the brink of greatness in your job, in your career, in your life, and you just don't know how to get that next level. That's what playing big is all about. Playing big is you pull out all the stops and you say, listen, here's the deal, yo. If I need to, I'm going to do whatever it takes, right? Steve Harvey said it best, and I think I've told you all this before. Steve Harvey's thing is sometimes you just got to jump. Sometimes you just got to jump. You got to jump. You got to get out there, and you got to say, you know what? I'm taking this chance. I'm taking this leap. Almost 2 years ago, March 2019, I took that leap, and I became the Play Big coach. I didn't know it at the time. I thought I was just going to, coaching school. Went to coaching school, and I met these amazing people, and I started this journey. I just jumped. I told my wife, I said, we're going to go in debt again for something for me. And she said, you always do what you need to do. You're always successful. You always make it work. So you go do it. And that's what I did. And I jumped. And sometimes that's what you got to do. And that's what I do as a Play Big coach. I help you define, decide, and make that plan that's going to get you to that next level, whether it's in your relationship, whether it's in your career, whether it's in your spiritual life, whatever it might be. Why hire a coach? That's the thing, because the difference between knowing and doing can be a million miles. You guys have heard me say it before. And let me tell you something else. Small habits, small things swing big doors. All right? Small hinges swing big doors. You got to make little changes at the time. That's why when you come in here on New Year's Day and you're like, all right, I'm going to lose 100 pounds. No, you're not. You might, but you ain't going to do it today. And you ain't going to do it in a month. It's going to take some work, some habit change, some making a difference. Now, you can lose 100 pounds, and we can get you there, or you can get out of that loveless marriage and get into a great one. You can take that marriage that's good and make it great. You can take that career that's okay and make it even better, right? But it takes someone to give you that push, give you that, just let's just be real, give you that kick in your ass that you need, because a lot of us know things, we just don't do things. A lot of us know things, we just don't do things. We're like, nah, you know, that's really important, but I'd really rather just chill, okay? And then 3 months from now, you're like, I don't understand why I'm in the same place I'm in. Sometimes you need someone to put a foot in your ass and get you going, and that's what coaches do, okay? Whether it's a ball coach, right, like a real coach ball, oh, she's just going to say sometimes we need a kick. She ain't going to say what I said. Okay, she's going to put it like that. But sometimes you just need someone who can call you on your bullshit. You need someone who can call you out and say, listen, I know you think that you're doing all this, but you're just taking, you got to step it up. You got to go that next level. You know you want it. I know you want it. You told me you want it. I have a plan to get you there. I have a way to get you there. And if you go on my website, www.playbigcoach.com, you can schedule a session and you and I chat and we can decide what's best for you in this new coming year and figure out a way to get you from where you're at to where you want to be. So I pulled a card tonight. This is that same thing. I was on a podcast the other night and I did this. This little card, these came from the Health Coach Institute. They're called habit change cards. And it says, the life I have right now is a life of abundance. Right now, the life I have right now is a life of abundance. Not the one I want, not the one I used to have, not the one I'm going to have, but the life I have right now. You got to name it and claim it. And on the back, it says food for thought. And I want someone to answer this online. So listen up. What are 3 things you're grateful for in this moment? What are 3 things that you're grateful for in this moment? The life I have right now is a life of abundance. And what am I grateful for? Number 1, I'll tell you what I'm grateful for. My wife. She is my biggest cheerleader. She's amazing. She keeps me going. My wife says, like, I'm going to jump out of a perfectly good airplane for my birthday. I am going to jump. She is going to jump. And she's going to take me with her. Lord help me. Anyway, I am grateful for my wife. I am grateful for my children, my kid, my grandkids, my soon-to-be son-in-law. I'm grateful for him. I am grateful that I have always been able to live a life of positivity, prosperity. I've always been able to live a life of excitement, always getting to that next place, doing that next thing, always on the go. That's how I live, and I've always enjoyed that. Those are the things I'm grateful for. My beautiful, incredible, strong, brilliant wife who has the heart of gold. My kids, my grand who's on the way, who's going to be here in February, and or sooner, according to my wife, and the life that I've always been able to lead and the life that I have. So I'm very, very grateful for those things. Get online. Tell me what you're grateful for. Type it in the comments. She's going to put it up on the page. Tell me what you're grateful for. 3 things. You should have at least 3 things. Alyssa says, my family, my health, and my job. That's amazing. Those are 3 great things. I know her family. They're great people. Joan says her husband. That's because I pour her wine, so I know that's why she said that. She said my daughter and son-in-law who are having my 2nd grandbaby, and I have the best support system, and that is true. We all have things to be grateful for. So if you're listening tonight, tell me what you're grateful for. But guys, we have an incredible show for you tonight. We're hitting up against 10 after the hour. And I was talking to my producer a little bit before the show started, and we were talking about the Health Coach Institute. And I think I've said this on here before. I thought I was going to school. I thought I was going to go to an online course and, give them some money, and I was going to get some education. I was going to come out and be a coach. What I didn't realize I was getting was a community. It was a tribe. And right after I started my schoolwork, they had a conference out in Arizona. So I went out to this conference, and when you walk into this room, there were 700-800 people there, maybe 1,000. There was so much love, so much welcoming, so much just, hey, you're one of us. And some of these people had been with the Health Coach Institute for 2 or 3, 4 years. Some were as green as I was, been there for a few months. Nikki, who's coming on soon, she is the March 2019 cohort, just like I was. Best cohort ever, if I must say so myself. And I realized I was joining a tribe and a community of people that were going to help me be better so I could help you do better, right? I could help you do better because they're helping me be better. And that's what this is all about. So, Coach Nikki, what can I say? She is a true heart warrior. She and I talk 2, 3, 4 times a week. She's amazing. She has the sweetest spirit. She has the most calming effect, and she's such a giver. She started a Facebook group for a bunch of us coaches so that we could all learn and grow in that thing. And it's huge, and it's great, and it's big. And she is just amazing. So if you're ready, we're going to bring her up. This is Coach Nicole Mills.
Hey guys, Coach Nikki
here.
Hey,
there she is.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for being here. I'm grateful for my own health and wellness. I'm grateful for just everything. The list goes on and on and on. My family, my friends, our tribe. So thank you for having me here from the bottom of my heart.
I am excited. When I first decided to do this, and I was talking to Toya about starting this, there were 2 or 3 people that immediately came to my mind that I wanted to be guests on my show, because I don't want this to all be just about me. I'm going to talk about this a little bit more later. And I talked about it on the podcast that I guested on Monday, because Joan says, hi, Nikki, or hello, Nikki. And Nikki is in the house. Hey, we got Courtney with us tonight. That's awesome. Welcome, Courtney. Christine, welcome. I feel like I'm a great coach. Nikki, I feel like you're a great coach, but you don't speak to everyone, and I don't speak to everyone. There are people who are not going to, resonate with us. So a perfect example is I had a friend of mine who I've been friends with for years, and she said, hey, I need a coach. Nothing personal, but I don't think you're the one. Do you have a female that you can recommend? And she began to tell me her story a little bit and why she needed one. I'm like, girl, I got you. I know just the perfect person to recommend to you, and that's Coach Nikki. And they hit off, and it was wonderful and fabulous because, we want someone we can identify with, right?
Right.
We want someone who has lived our life, done our story, looks like us, and can relate to us. I can relate to a lot of things. There's some things I can't. There's some people who can't relate to me because I am who I am. So I'm excited to have you here. I'm going to let you talk for a little bit. Just start off, give us your story. Tell us what you're all about and how you got here.
So my story is similar to you. I was looking into becoming a coach. My sister was in recovery from her drug addiction, and I wanted to help her, but I just felt helpless because I hadn't had any background in support with that. So I was looking up life coaching one night, and then at the same time, running parallel to that, I was at my own health and wellness journey where I was in progress of losing 60 pounds. So I was Googling life coaching, and then I came across Health Coach Institute where I could become a health coach and a life coach. And I was like, this is great. I can help my sister and my family, and I can help myself and, keep my weight loss going and also help her. So started Health Coach Institute. And I met this amazing tribe of different personalities, different people, different backgrounds. And at that point, I was so nervous to even be on a live video like this. Like, I would not be here. I would have fainted 5 minutes ago. So working through that every month, we were kind of like coaching ourselves through our training. We are our very best client. So every month I kept evolving, and And I learned, like, I'm not a recovery coach. You know, there are people who have gone through and lived that are better suited to help people going through recovery. And I started to learn for myself that I was better suited to help people who had been wearing masks most of their lives. I am part of the LGBTQ community, and for a long time working in corporate America, I always hid my identity. I never felt that I could just be myself all the time. So I was that one, you know, working weekends, working holidays, because nobody thought that I had anybody in my life, but I did. And a lot of me being anxious, a lot of me being shy, a lot of that I was holding in was because I didn't take that mask off. So as I started going through the months, I started developing, and I started to dig deeper, and I started stepping forward into, like, towards fear. And as I got closer to it, the fear got smaller. And that's how I started, you know, meeting people, talking to people, sharing my passion. And I learned that the more that I share my passion, the more people that I can reach, because they're going to say, oh, that's who I want helping me. She's been through it.
Right.
She knows what I need. He knows what I need. And like Coach Curtis said, we have this whole community of people who can help in every area you could possibly think of. So it's just been a beautiful journey. I will always help the LGBTQ community, but my main niche is that I work with misfits, artists, and old souls, people who feel that they've lost their passion in life, and I help to ignite that fire back in their soul. So as we progress through the journey here, I really started to find myself. I worked through my anxiety by becoming a Reiki practitioner. I first started doing it for myself. I realized that it worked, and then I started doing it for clients so that they can have some relief. And then I wanted to incorporate nutrition, because I wanted everything full circle for people. You know, I didn't want to just say, I can help you take your mask off and find your passion. I want to help you eat well. I want to help you sleep well. I want to help you heal. So that's me in a nutshell.
That's awesome. And, you know, and that is so cool. And just so you know, when she's talking about taking your mask off, she is not talking about the COVID mask. Don't even go there. Okay. But, you know, it's amazing in that when I first started the journey, I thought I was going to be a health coach. I, like you, had started on a health journey, and I had lost 60 pounds. And I'd lost a lot of weight, and I was feeling really good about myself. And so many people were asking me, how did you do it? What was it? You know, how did you do those things? So I wanted to be able to help people. Mm-hmm. And so that very first day at the conference in Arizona, we were in Arizona. That very first day at the conference, the very first sequence that we worked on was, what does it mean for you to play big? Right? If you're playing big at this conference, what does that mean? And that just, I mean, you literally, if you'd have come up and hit me in the back of the head with a book, it wouldn't have hit me any harder, because that was my thing. I was like, oh my God, that's what I want to help people do. I want to help them play big, because I was listening, because you know how we all kind of paired off and we all worked with a partner at that time. And some of the things that they thought were, when they were saying they were playing big, I was like, oh my God, that's so not big, you know? And then it became so real to me that we quiet ourselves down. We turn our volume down, because I know some of us, because we're afraid of offending others, right? Yeah. Some of us because we really don't want to be seen, even though we want to be seen, right? So there's so many reasons. And I thought, I really want to help people play big. Just like when you got into it, you thought maybe you might be into recovery, being a recovery coach, and went into a totally different direction. Yeah. And that's what I love about the training that we went through, because we had to coach ourselves into where we're at today, you know? Yeah. And so a minute ago, Joan said that she said, even though she hasn't met you, she feels a connection. And I feel like that's so true, because you said you work with misfits, old souls, and artists. And my wife is all those things, right? And we were talking about it earlier. Guys, when we're talking about misfits, we're not talking about someone who isn't in a clique, right? We're not talking about someone who doesn't go out to brunch on Saturdays and have mimosas. What we're talking about is people who are so cool in what they do, but they just don't feel that they fit in anywhere. Talk a little bit about that, Nikki.
Yeah, so, there's so many times, especially like me growing up, like I just felt awkward or that I was different, and that I maybe just didn't fit in with everybody. So as I tried different spaces, like maybe I fit in here, maybe I fit in here, maybe I'm just shy, maybe, whatever. And then now going through this experience, I was always quiet because I didn't know quite where I fit in. And going through this whole experience, I've learned like, it doesn't matter that you don't fit in. You are perfect just the way that you are. There's only one of you. We are all different. We all have different perceptions of everything. To be different in the way that we are, if you feel awkward, that is to feel special. That there's such a bright light about you and something that you bring to this world that you're needed, and I think that they said something a while ago I saw that was like, you may not fit into this world because you're meant to create a new one. And like, that's what we're doing. That's what we're here for. We're creating a new world of like these special beings, these bright lights, and like just so much love and like peace. And it's amazing. So if you feel different, like you're amazing. You have to work on that mindset to see yourself in that light, to know that you loving yourself and you being content with yourself, that's what matters. When you have, you feel confidence and you walk into a room, people feel that. So that's what we work on. We work on that confidence and to show you like, own those differences because nobody else is like you. And that is unique and special.
Yeah. I read something, and I think it might have been Preston Smiles who said it a while back. And he said, for so long, I would walk into a room and wonder if I was worthy of that room. And now I walk into a room and wonder if that room is worthy of me, right? Because now I know what I'm worth. I know my value, just like you. And I've watched your journey just in the last couple of years that you and I have been friends. And you've gone from kind of shy and withdrawn to, you now teach other coaches how to do live events, how to do live Facebook things. You give advice, and you're the girl who would not have done it 2.5 years ago, and now you're the one teaching others. You've come into your light. You've come into what you do, and I think that is so freaking beautiful. And it's just realizing for each of us how much about us is unique and different, special. And you said you're a Reiki master and a holistic nutritionist. That's some deep stuff. Talk to me a little bit of that. I will tell you a story. We used to go to this health and wellness expo every year when I was when I was doing my personal chef thing full time, right? And so I would always go and offer some food things and this and that and the other. And I went out, and there was a guy, I believe it was a guy outside doing Reiki, or however you say it. I don't know if I'm saying it right. And I was looking, and I'm just like, what in the absolute hell is that? I'm like, okay. So talk to me a little bit about what is that, how does it help, and what's that all about?
So it's basically, it's a Japanese healing technique, a relaxation technique, and it can help you relieve stress. It helps you to sleep better. It helps you feel more balanced. It helps me with anxiety, just to calm down and help to ground myself, and gives me a lot of mental clarity. So it's energy, it's energy healing. And it's kind of like, I don't want to say like it saved my life, but it was that stepping stone to raise me up, to show that there is holistic help out there, because I was on the verge of going on anxiety medication at one point. And then I started learning that I was an empath and learning Reiki and just working on myself, and things changed, even with my anxiety. I gave up coffee outside of the whole Reiki thing, and like that helped detrimentally. So there's things that you can do, these little hidden gems, so try that. Try looking into Reiki. There's lots of Reiki practitioners, Reiki masters. I am one. I know many of them. So don't hesitate to reach out if you need some energy healing.
Now, is that something that can be done long distance? Like we can coach, like we can coach from anywhere. Like if I can be on a beach in Bora Bora and coach somebody in Minneapolis who's freezing to death, right? What about Reiki? Is that something that can be done, through Zoom or through Facebook or Messenger or something like that?
Absolutely. It's energy, energy points even from a distance. You can still facilitate healing. The only thing that you would ask your clients is for them to be open to receiving those energies. And then there's other things that we do that we practice, behind the scenes. But you can even do Reiki distance without having Zoom or anything like that. So yeah, definitely. It's very COVID friendly. Yeah.
That's awesome. And what does it mean being a holistic nutritionist? What does that mean?
So a holistic nutritionist is kind of like food is medicine, so it's those whole foods, farm to table, lots of vegetables, lots of, whole grains, lots of fruits. So it's just like healing yourself through eating well, eating balanced meals, and just nourishing yourself. The saying, like as a health coach, I always preach, nourishment is not just food. So you have your nourishment as the side of food, and then you have, the people you surround yourself with, what you're watching, what you're doing. So holistic nutrition to me goes outside of food, and just into everything that you're doing, everything you're surrounding yourself with. But you want to have that farm to table, those unprocessed whole foods. It makes all the difference.
Awesome. And that is very true. And that's something that we, Joan and I talk a lot about, because we try to help people with nutrition as well. And which was kind of another reason why I got into the coaching part as well, because as a personal chef, when I would get a new client, a lot of the new clients needed help with nutrition, right? A lot of my clients are just busy, moms and dads who, they're taking kids to soccer, they're taking kids to ball, t-ball, whatever, and they don't have time. So I prepare their meals, I put them in their fridge, and they can heat and eat as they go. But there was also a lot of people who needed the help of, I don't know what to eat. I thought I was eating good, but I'm not eating good, And so one of the things that, to me, one of the biggest things I learned at the Health Coast Institute, and you can talk a little bit about this too, is that it's what we eat is important, but it's how we eat that's so important. I thought that was so huge. And I love detective books. I'm a reader, and I've read for years and years and years. And there used to be this guy I read way back when I was a kid. And he always talked about how, because he was a chief of police or whatever, he had so little time that he would make sandwiches and stand over the sink and eat them, right? You are just asking your body to revolt when you do that. Your body, you're just asking your body to just go crazy when you do that, And instead of being able to sit down, take a few breaths, have a good meal, and enjoy it, how you eat is just as important or more than what you eat.
Right.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree so wholeheartedly. What happened was me working in corporate America and being a manager, I didn't eat almost all day. Like I'd get up at 4 a.m. I'd go all day without eating. And then by the time, dinner time comes at like 6, 7 o'clock at night, you just want to eat everything. You're ordering takeout because you're exhausted. And it's like I ballooned up from that. But when you take your time, you sit down, you make that time for yourself, you breathe before you eat, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, you're feeling you can be, eating a salad and running, and on edge and stressed, or you could be eating pizza in a calm state, in the right state of mind, taking your time, and the effects, you'll do better eating the pizza in the calm state of mind than you're going to have that salad, on edge. So yeah, I agree. I'm very into, those 3 whole meals. I have my breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I try to stick to it. I do not go all day, without eating again. And no matter what, like, it's so important to put yourself first and to make that time for yourself. If somebody doesn't want you to do that, then they don't matter. You have to come first. Your body, your health, your wellness is most important, because there's only one of you.
That's exactly right. I was trying to find something that I posted this morning that I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine, her name is Nurse Nisha, and she's big in the keto movement, which you guys know I do a lot of keto. And one of the things she said, and I thought this, because we've been, especially women, right? Because women have always been taught for years that you come last. Your husband comes first. Your children come first.
Yeah.
Everything comes before you. You put yourself on the back burner. How many moms stand at the sink and eat something real quick while they're making sure their kids are eating or their husband are eating, and those kind of persons? And it said being selfish about your health is the most unselfish thing that you can do, right?
Yeah.
You know, I never understood for years when I was young when the stewardess, you know, or the flight attendant, I guess we say now, would always say, you know, if something happens, put your mask on first.
Yeah.
So that you can put the mask on somebody else. And I was always like, oh no, if anything happens, I'm taking care of my children first. I will put the mask on them. Well, then you're going to be dead, dumbass. And what help are you then, right? So that was, I thought, so cool that being selfish about your health is the most unselfish thing you can do. I have a grandbaby coming in February. I want to be here to see her go on her first date. I want, maybe not that, maybe not. I want, probably not that. I want to be here to see her graduate high school. I want to be here to see her go to college. I want to be able to see all those milestones in her life. I have to take care of me to be able to do that, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we as people, whether we're men, women, moms, dads, whatever, we have to start taking care of ourselves and putting ourselves first. Now, Joan's got a question, Nikki, and I'm going to let you have this one because I tried and she don't listen to me, so I'm going to let you have this one.
No, I also was not a breakfast person. So it's like all of these things, like you have to trick yourself. So I would say like have a smoothie, you know, as if it's like you're drinking your breakfast, or, you know, grab, you know, a handful of nuts, a piece of cheese, you know, and some fruit or something a little bit later in the morning. But that's what I do. I trick myself. Even like me with movement, I'm like, oh no, I don't like to exercise, but I like to move my body and get in my movement. So you have to sometimes trick yourself. You know yourself better than anyone. So ask yourself, like, I'm not a breakfast person, but what would I consider not breakfast? Is it the food? Is it the time of the morning? How can I work through this? And that's what us as coaches do. We are your best advocate to help you work through these roadblocks or these stoppages that you have for yourself about breakfast or movement or anything like that. So thank you for that question. It was great.
Okay, she says, Curtis,
smoothie.
she says I can't have my fruit because she's a diabetic, and we know how high fruits are in sugar. So, you know, when you're having a fruit smoothie, and I know this is a very unpopular opinion, but it's out there. If you're having that fruit smoothie, you might as well have a freaking a box of Fruit Loops. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so much sugar. So you've got to balance that a lot.
Yeah.
Now you had her when you said cheese. When you told her she could get up and have cheese in the morning, that woman can eat cheese morning, noon, and night. You won her over with that. I can't believe she didn't say anything. And she says, what do you think about intermittent fasting? And that's something that she and I both practice, and it's helped us a lot. What do you think about that, Nikki?
So first I'm going to touch on the smoothie. You can have a vegetable smoothie, you know, so don't sell yourself short. You can put plenty of vegetables that, you know, don't have all the sugar in there, and, you know, have the other options like the cheese and the nuts and things like that. And then also for intermittent fasting, I love it. I will actually do that. I feel so much better, you know, going during, because my thing is I like snacking at night, you know, like a 500-pound person lives inside of me. I love cheesecake. I love cupcakes. I love cookies. I love everything. So trust me, like I know it takes willpower to like stay on track, you know, and it's an everyday thing. But intermittent fasting helps me so much because it doesn't allow me, like I don't have those cravings at night for cake and cookies, and I can go through into the morning. And I've noticed that like when I am intermittent fasting, like my weight is just so on point. I weigh myself in the morning and I'm like, wow, you know, like it's great. And then I notice I drink more water when I'm intermittent fasting, you know, because when I want to go grab something, I'm grabbing that water. Right. So I'm all about it. I love it.
It's amazing to me because, and remember, with intermittent fasting, it doesn't have to be you go all day and eat dinner.
Oh yeah.
If you're a breakfast person, you can have breakfast and then not eat anything else until you have breakfast again, or maybe later that evening have a small meal.
Yeah.
I found for me, because I'm on the road all day long, I travel from store to store to store. That's my job. I found for me, I do better just having lunch at 1, 2 o'clock. And then when I come home, maybe I'll have just a small something and then move on from that. And that works better for me. So don't think that with intermittent fasting, it's, oh, you starve yourself till 6 o'clock, then you eat. And your eating window can be 2 hours. It can be an hour. It can be 4 hours. It's whatever feels comfortable for you.
Right.
Now, if you intermittent fast all day long and then you eat 3 pizzas, all you have done is wasted a whole day of not eating yummy goodness. Okay, you still got to be mindful of what you're eating and what you're doing. Okay, yeah. But being able to move that needle and say, okay, so like I love breakfast. I can get up and eat 4 eggs and a few pieces of bacon and I'm fine. And then that would take me for a long time, or I can just do lunch. Because I find when I come home, if I eat dinner, then I want dessert, because that's how I was programmed as a child, right? And Joan and I, this is funny because Joan and I, when we first got together, my mom always got up every morning and she had a cup of coffee and a sweet, whether it be a cinnamon roll or some kind of cookie or something every morning. So Joan and I first got together and we were going to stay with my mom. And we would start off, we would get up and mom would be like, oh, hey, I made this cake, or I have these cinnamon rolls. And Joan's just like, who the hell eats at this time of the morning? It's 7 o'clock. Number one, why am I even up at 7 o'clock? Because you're not a morning person. And number two, why are you people eating? What is wrong with you? Well, after going to my mom's for probably a year and a half, and she started, it got to be her habit too. And it was a bad habit. I let her get into that bad habit. We're wanting to get up and, hey, why don't you make a cinnamon roll, right? Or let's have this, or let's have that. I remember my dad would get so angry at me when I was a child because I would always want for breakfast whatever I had for dinner the night before. Like I could get up and eat spaghetti for breakfast. I don't care, right? Back then I wasn't a big eggs and bacon person. And my dad's like, no, breakfast is eggs and bacon. Must eat eggs and bacon. And I'm like, but I don't like that. Why would I do that? So you've got to do what works well for you. And you and I have said this a lot. You've got to listen to your body, right? Yeah. You've got to listen to what it tells you. So talk a little bit about that.
So I still eat 3 meals in intermittent fast. So I will go probably like 15 hours around it. So like 6 p.m. to maybe like 8 or 9 a.m. But then I'll have my breakfast at around like 8 or 9 a.m. Then I'll have lunch around noon, because that's when like your digestive fires are the hottest. And then I will have dinner around 4 or 5 p.m., sometimes maybe up till 6, but then that's it. And then I can go all night. But I have my 3 meals like right there, Right. It works perfect for me. It may not be for everybody. And I saw that Christine said, she worked her way into it. And that's the best way to do it. That's beautiful, to just work your way in. And I just want to put it out there for people watching, if I may, that
sure.
No matter what you weigh, no matter how you look, no matter, what you feel like, I have to lose this, I have to do this, love yourself. Like, you are beautiful. No matter how much you want to lose, how much you want to do this or that, like, you can and you will, once you can get help, we're here to help you. There's support out there. I actually, after I went to my doctor and I was told that I was obese and I needed to lose, I went to my nutritionist, and there's just help, and you don't have to, it's not going to happen overnight. This took me 3 years for my weight loss. So I just want to tell you, like, I know it's a lot of stress and we want to lose weight overnight, or we feel that it's helpless, or that we can never change, or, we're not beautiful, or we're different. You are beautiful. It's okay that you're different. It's okay if you need to lose 1,000 pounds. There's help for you. And we just take one step at a time and you can get there. So I just want to put that out there,
And that's so true, because it's, again, that goes back to the misfits and the societal norms. Because thanks to my daughter, who I should probably smack at any given minute because she's got hooked on TikTok now. And I see all these girls on TikTok who are just freaking gorgeous, and they're beautiful, and they look amazing. And they're like, I came on here because I want to, put myself out here so that, I want to lose, 20 pounds or 30 pounds or 40 pounds or 50 pounds. And I'm looking at them going, girl, if you lose 50 pounds, you're going to be a stick figure. But again, that's that societal norm. And if you want to do that, that's fine. As long as you're doing it for the right reasons, and as long as you're doing it because it's what's important to you. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Exactly. That's so true.
Yes.
It has to be important to you, Yeah. Beautiful.
And that's something, and Joan and I, we have a little bit of contention with that because I think she's beautiful just like she is. Now, would losing weight maybe help her get off the diabetes medicine? I'm sure it would, and that's fine. And if that's why she does it, I'm happy for that. But I don't ever want her to think that she needs to lose weight for me, because she was 100 pounds soaking wet the day we got together, and we've been together ever since. And now she weighs slightly more than that, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I love her. I love her smile. I love her sense of humor. I love her heart. She is the most giving, incredible person I've ever met. So I don't give a damn how much she weighs. So she's got to do what's important for her, right? And that's what we need to feel like in society is I'm either doing or not doing this for me.
Right. Yeah.
I want to bring up something, Nikki, that I want you to comment on. And this is something that you and I had talked about, you wearing that mask, you not being able to come out and be your authentic self. In your story with you in who you are as a person. And this is something I read today, and it says, what is meant for you won't find you if you aren't being yourself.
Yes.
What is meant for you won't find you if you're not being yourself.
Yes. And that is freaking beautiful, because for me, if I did not come out of the closet, take my mask off, and become who I'm supposed to be and my authentic self and share myself with the world, I wouldn't have met any of you. I wouldn't be able to help serve this world and help people in need, and help people to get past in the areas that I was once stuck and where I once suffered, if I had not come out of those shadows and taken off my mask. It wouldn't have done anything for me either. I would have had to live in that. So I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that.
And I want people to understand, this is not, you are not your sexuality.
Right.
Am I correct? You are not your sexuality. But until you were able to come out in your sexuality, you still weren't able to be yourself. Right. It's not the fact of whether you love men or love women. That has nothing to do with it. It's the fact that you have to be who you are. Am I right?
Right, exactly. And you have people ask you, do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a girlfriend? When are you going to date somebody? When is this? What is that? And or when you're with the person that you love and you can't touch them or be physical with them because you're worried about what other people are thinking. And it's like, it's torturous. It's torturous to live that. And it's torturous to just not be yourself in general, even outside of your sexuality. Like, it's torture. Don't put yourself through that torture. Free yourself. It's invigorating and it feels amazing. I love my life. Like, if something's not making me happy, if something's not serving me, then I know to reevaluate what I'm doing, where I'm going to get to where I can be happy. Because again, you have one life to live. And guess who's living it? You're living it, And the people who love you, your tribe, your family, your friends, they're going to stay with you and love you. The people who are not accepting of who you truly are and who you want to be, those are not your real people. And it's okay to let them go, because that will make space for the people who do matter to you. And the people who are supposed to stay, they're going to stay. And it's just going to truly show you that there are good people in this world, and that you deserve love, and you deserve to be wanted and needed, and you deserve to help this world in some way that you can. Because we all learn things, me learning Reiki, me becoming a health and life coach, Curtis, being a chef and a life coach. because we all can't learn the same thing, so we all learn something different, and then we can share that love and that knowledge with one another, while each other is like learning more and then sharing back with us. So it's this beautiful partnership of love and growth and just prosperity together.
Right. I mean, and honestly, how boring would this world be if we were all exactly the same, right? I mean, how boring would it be if we were all the same person? My second wife, she was a very intelligent, beautiful woman. She was an architect. She was really great. And when you looked at us on the outside, you would have thought we were the perfect couple, right? Because, we bought a house. We bought a house. We had 2 cars. We both had great jobs. If you would have looked at that, you would have thought, man, this is who I want to emulate. This is the couple, right? But I was never happy, right? I thought I was in the beginning. And again, she was a sweet girl. Nothing wrong with her. She was incredible. Now, Joan and I have went through some shit in the last 25 years of marriage. We have damn near been homeless. We have been broke. We have been rich. We have been broke. We have been all those things. And I never once, and y'all, I'm just really honest in the way I talk. I really don't give a shit what anybody thinks about our relationship, because I know on the outside, sometimes people look in and went, I don't know. He was so much better with Karen. Look at all he had. He had this and he had that. But all that was materialistic bull, right? With Joan, I have love and I have compassion. I have a safe spot. And that's something you talk about a lot. I have a safe spot to go to every night when I lay down.
Yeah.
That is one of the great things about you, and you talk about all the time, is that you offer people a safe place to land. And my God, in this world, there's nothing better.
Yeah. It's a safe space, judgment-free zone, and when you can come into a space and just be yourself and not worry about being judged, or ridiculed just for being different in the way that you are, it makes all the difference. I actually just met a very special person who just does that for me. So whoever thought that the coach who wants to put all this love out into the world and help and everything found somebody who does that for her. So
right.
It's just amazing. You never know where life is going to take you, but you have to follow your heart. And when you do, I'm telling you, just doors open up that you never knew existed. And you can feel that it's right when it happens. So,
and I think Joan would agree. Just from me joining the Health Coach Institute 2 years ago, I have met some of the most amazing people. And the great thing I love about my wife is that everybody that falls in love with me falls in love with my wife, because they know how freaking
your wife.
I know.
She's amazing. Joan, you're amazing. You are beautiful. You are talented. You are intelligent. You are just amazing. You're both amazing. Yeah.
And to me, that means the world, because I know that I'm on the right path, because I'm meeting people who get both of us, right? They become part of our circle. They become part of our tribe. And this tribe is amazing. And February 14th, we're going to jump ahead just a little. February 10th, it's going to be a broadcast where it's going to be me and Joan and another friend of mine, Kim, and his amazing wife, who he calls the Princess. And we are going to sit at our dining room table in the living room in there, in a dining room rather. We're going to sit at the dining room table. We're going to have a meal, and we're going to talk about life and love on this podcast. And it's going to be amazing, because he's a lot like me in the fact that if you've met him for 5 minutes, he's told you about his wife. And you guys know me. If you've met me for 5-10 minutes, I mentioned my wife somewhere in that span of time, because she's my twin flame. That's not my better half. She's just my other half. She's what completes me. So, but before the love show, there we go. February 10th, the love. It's not going to be the love boat, because I can't say, but anyway. Our next broadcast is in 2 weeks, and that's going to be on January 20th. Okay. And there is going to be an incredible group of people here. And Nikki, tell me about these folks who are coming on my show.
So I not only do solo coaching, but I do coaching with a group of coaches, and we call ourselves the Woo Crew Tribe. So we're all about embracing gifts. We all have our part. And there's going to be a lot more about that on the 20th. So you have to tune in to see. But it's really amazing.
That is amazing. And, I noticed a minute ago that Toya, our producer, put on there, and she said that she is an empath too. Just so you know, Toya, you didn't have to write that on there. Me and Nikki already knew you were. We already had that. That's fine. We already got that. An empath can recognize another empath just like that. And what does it mean to be an empath? It's someone who, when I walk into a room, you can just feel the aura of the room. You can feel what's going on. You can feel the people that you can connect with and who you can't. It's that person, like you said, an old soul, that person who you immediately know, and you can believe it or not, whether it's woo-woo or whatever it is, but I have been with people and I can look at them and it's like their whole life history is in my brain already. I know exactly who they are, what they are, and where they've come through and what they've gone through. And Joan and I will talk about it later. And she's like, oh my God, they told me that exact same thing. And Joan's an empath as well. It's just someone who gets all the feels, right? And it's something that is just inside of you. So the Woo Crew, WOO, the Woo Crew. And I think I've mentioned this before, coming into this whole life as being a coach, that was something I had trouble with, right? I was raised by a very stoic dad. He was a great dad, but, we didn't believe in psychiatry. We didn't believe in getting help. You just, you picked yourself up by your bootstraps and quit being a little girl and went and, did your life and quit doing that. And there was no such thing as the woo-woo and all that kind of stuff. And now I've learned to embrace it. I've learned to love it. I know that there's so much out there that Cheryl's out there, the Woo Crew representing. Absolutely. We love that.
Really
I can't wait to have you guys on the show. For a change, I'll probably just shut the hell up and let you guys talk, which I know is hard. I know you can't believe it, but it will happen. I promise. Mm-hmm. It's just about being open to turning your receptors on, right? Mm-hmm. And being open to all those vibes that are out there. Being open to all that love and energy and all the feelings that are out there that sometimes we don't know what it is. I'll tell you this little story, and this is a funny thing. Joan and I, every time we go to a hotel or move into a new place, we have to take the fire detectors down because we set off the smoke alarms in every place we go to. The craziest thing ever. Everywhere we go, we'll be sleeping. It'll be 2 o'clock in the morning. The fire alarm will start going off, beeping. It's just, that's one of our things. We don't know if it's one of our relatives who's telling us, hey, I just want you to know I'm here, or whether it's just our energy. I don't know what it is. But guys, it's 8:52. We have had an incredible show. Bring Nikki back up one more time real quick. Nikki, I appreciate you. I love you like a sister. I think you're the most amazing thing since sliced bread. I'm so excited to have had you on this show. Anything you want to say in closing? Are you offering anything tonight to new clients? Are you offering any kind of a deal? Do you have a consultation? What can you talk about real quick before we go?
I just want to tell people that I don't want to necessarily say that I'm going to offer a deal or anything. I want to help the world. I have a full-time job in corporate America, and my passion is just to help where I can. So if you're struggling, if you're feeling uncomfortable in your own skin, if you're having trouble taking your mask off, if you just feel like you've lost your passion, reach out, send me an email at cravingwellness@gmail.com, message me on Facebook Messenger, reach out to Curtis. There's ways to reach me, and I want to help you. And we can, work things out at that point. I just want to put myself out there, see where I can help, and just help make this world a better place. I want to help people who were suffering like I once was, and I want to make you just feel comfortable in your own skin and ignite that fire inside of you. And I also want to share that, on the 20th, when we come on with the Woo Crew Tribe, if you're an empath, please do come in. Or if you feel that you have gifts that you're not embracing, please do join us so that we can help you, to teach you ways to maybe embrace your gifts, teach you how to ground and shield, because as an empath, you know that you're a highly sensitive being, and sometimes it's hard to function through that. So just thank you. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, everybody who commented. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Nari. Thank you, Joan. Thank you, everybody. I just love you all. I'm so honored to be here. And I didn't faint. So, I didn't die. So, if you're scared to do something, just, get yourself out there and do it. Coach Curtis talked about that group I made, and I did that because I didn't know how to make a live video. I cried, I stuttered, I almost fell out of my chair, but that's why I made the group, so I could practice and I could get better. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
You're so welcome. I think it's so funny because if anybody just joined this broadcast and just watched you, they would think that you are one of the most polished speakers. You've been doing this for years. You're amazing. Literally 20 minutes before we go on air, she's sending me messages and going, oh my God, I'm going to faint. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, listen, when we're on there, it's just me and you talking. It's two best friends talking. I got a glass of wine. Apparently she has water. She's one of those people. I don't know. But it's just being real, right? It's just talking about the things. And neither one of us would ever turn away someone because they didn't have money. If they needed help, that absolutely would never happen because it's all about helping the world. We are true heart warriors. We want to help people. We want to help people grow. And Coach Nikki, she and I, we have had conversations late into the night just talking about, life, love, and the pursuit of happiness because we get each other and we get what this world needs and talks about. I'm excited to see everybody on January the 20th. I'm excited to get the Woo Crew on here. Thank you guys so much for joining us. www.playbigcoach.com. Come and join us on there. See what happens. See if you want to schedule something with me. If you want to take your life from where you're at to a whole nother level, let's do that. Let's do something exciting. Let's do something different. Let's don't just be normal. Because you know what normal is? It's a setting on the dryer. That's all normal is. So let's do something wild and crazy. Let's make 2021 the best year that we've ever had. So thank you guys so much. If you hang around, we're going to talk post show, and we're going to be out. Love you guys.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Stay different. Stay weird. Be a misfit. Bye, guys.
Thank you for joining us on the Play Bigger podcast. Coach Curtis is dedicated to helping you grow, thrive, and excel. Playing bigger is more than a tagline, it's a lifestyle. So be sure to tune in every other week for more from the Play Bigger Coach. And check us out online at www.playbigcoach.com. There you can schedule your free 1-hour Play Big strategy session. We look forward to seeing you soon.